Downtown Zionsville is loaded with charm, character, great restaurants, fabulous shops, and right now we're headed to my favorite jewelry store, Midwest Jewelers. All right, today we are at Midwest Jewelers on Main Street with the owner, Brian McCall.
How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having us here today. Brian, how long has Midwest Jewelers been around?
We've been in Zionsville for 30 plus years. This is the 4th location and probably the 6th iteration that we've had over the course of the 30 years. And as we've grown and evolved, so is the space. And we've been in this space as it exists right now for about 15 years.
Would you please describe some of the things that makes Midwest Jewelers what you are? You're not just another jewelry store.
We call ourselves a modern estate boutique because we have a mix of both modern, contemporary, brand new jewelry and many pieces of vintage, antique, and fine estate jewelry. The reason for that is one of the main parts of the business is that we buy an enormous amount of jewelry over the counter. We're an over-the-counter jewelry buyer. Consequently, we get an opportunity to look at thousands of pieces of jewelry any given month. And we can be incredibly selective about pieces that we want to hang on to. But one of the things we specialize in is high-end, previously loved watches. So we get a lot of the brand names that people know that roll right off their tongue.
So I know there are lots of other aspects to your business as well, and a special thing for my family is that 2 of my children wear engagement rings that came from here. So let's talk about that portion of the business.
Well, I love being able to do that. I mean, the whole mantra here is beauty matters. And that is the place in the business where we get to create something beautiful that 2 people are completely bought into, and we just get to begin their life together. And to be such an important part of that makes me so happy, and it's one of the things that really truly still fills me with joy being in the business for 30 plus years.
And I know I'm sentimental. I know I love it, but this store is special. I worked in the mall jewelers I worked in the high-end jewelers for a while. I worked in independent jewelers for a while. There is no store that's like this. There just isn't.
When I was transitioning from being just a buying shop to a retail jewelry store that was going to be anchored on Main Street, on the brick road, on the downtown business center for Zionsville, it had a certain feel, and I felt an obligation to match that feel, which is why we have partial hardwood floors, which is why we have hand-carved cases, which is why we have a tin roof. The fish tank is an altar from the 1870s from somewhere in a Lutheran church in Illinois that we modified for the...
Because of the character.
Because of the character. I felt an obligation to match the character of the store with the character of the street. I didn't want to lose that.
And you did a great job.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Give somebody a warm and comfortable place to come into. They're going to come in, they're going to find something great, they're going to recognize that this is not like any other store that they go into.
I love that. All right, we have a couple of pieces sitting here. Can you tell me some things about them? Teach me some things.
Sure. This is a strand of ombre pearls that taper seamlessly from one to the other, and I love it. This small necklace at the top here is kind of a modified Y necklace. This is a piece that we bought over the counter. This and this are both brand new from vendors, and we were able to present it at a price that was a fraction of what it was originally sold for retail.
So really in the cases, we're seeing a mix of things.
That's correct. That is the whole idea of having the modern estate boutique.
Yeah, I love that idea.
And the previously loved pieces are fractionally what they would have cost at a traditional
if they were
store.
New.
Yeah.
But it's also, it makes it really special that there's a heritage and a continuity with that. I am always amazed at the knowledge you have and the depth of information, and I really respect that. Well, and I think that a lot of your clientele is repeat clientele, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Time and time again.
Yeah, it is. And my biggest challenge is to get somebody to crack the front door. When they crack the front door, we've got them, because it's a cool place to shop. It's a beautiful place to exist in, just to walk around.
So for those of you watching, if you have not been in the front door, I would highly suggest that you do so. This was a treat for me to take you to my favorite jewelry store. Maybe I come in the front door more than I care to admit, but
I won't tell John.
We're going to keep that our secret. So thanks for watching today. Please come visit Midwest Jewelers. And here in Zionsville, one local spot is doing it the old school Italian way. Welcome to Convivio. Today, I am at Convivio Restaurant in Downtown Zionsville with the co-owner and founder, Andrea Milani. Andrea, thank you for taking time to talk with us. I need to tell you, this is one of my favorite restaurants. I was here for dinner last weekend, so wanted to just start by understanding, what was your inspiration to bring Convivio to Zionsville?
Well, Convivio started in Carmel, and then we had an opportunity here to take over the previous restaurant. And Zionsville has always been kind of an appealing community, number one, because there are only a few villages like Zionsville. So to position Convivio here, I think it was the perfect match. Because we provide that artisan Italian cuisine type of style, so I felt like it was perfect.
How do you balance a traditional menu, so those favorites are always on the menu, but also having things that are fresh and new when people come in?
Well, it's a very interesting question. I think it also, to add to that, is the ethnic element, bringing a cuisine that is from another country. It's not always easy. You kind of want to make sure that what you bring, it actually gets accepted by the community or of the clientele that you have. We do have a philosophy behind everything we do, and we try to stick with that. Ultimately, we want to stay true to, in our particular case, we focus on fresh pasta. So everything is oriented on the fresh pasta, and so all the pasta dishes. And we're trying to balance it between some original stuff that gets created by our own chefs, something that can be identified with the authenticity of the cuisine that we do, and also trying to also compromise a little bit with some of the taste of the people that we're trying to cater for. My mom and dad own restaurants in Italy, so it was one of those things that I grew up with. I learned the trade through my mom and dad. My mom was the chef, my dad was kind of the maître d' and running the entire operation. And when I came over here, it was the easiest thing for me to do. And then I started my own career. It took me to a point where I wanted to build my own restaurant, and that's what we are here today.
And I think today you are going to treat us to a little bit of education about making pizzas. Yes. Before we begin, are there any secrets that you can share about the dough or things that make it a little bit different as we go?
Well, pizza is an interesting item. I think everybody loves pizza. That's probably, if one has to say something about food in general, I think that's the most iconic item. Pizza obviously originated in Italy in 1800. Come back to one of these things interesting, that there's so many different kinds of pizza. And so it might be one of those things that might divide people, but yet at the end of the day, so it unites people because it's such a great comfort feeling. In terms of secrets, in Italy, there are some varietal. There's the traditional style, Italian traditional style, but then the hardcore people of Napoli, they have the Neapolitan style pizza. Mm-hmm. They're very, very protective of it, and to the point where they seal it with Neapolitan true pizza is done with specific ingredients, specific flour. It's unique in that sense. We tend to do more of a traditional Italian pizza. We have a commissary that makes our dough. We started making it in-house, but then it became a little too difficult, primarily because we also focus on pasta, but we have the commissary making our own recipe.
Okay.
We use some Lozano tomatoes, fresh mozzarella. There's, it's traditional Italian pizza. We stretch it, we make it thin, and we use it Italian-style pizza oven as well. So that's it.
I love the heritage in that. You truly are an Italian chef. I can't wait to see your oven and your kitchen in action.
Thank you.
So first thing we'll do is we'll grab our dough over here. This is 00 flour.
Okay.
So it's similar to all-purpose flour, but it's just milled a lot finer. Cover that all over. We have like a commissary that like makes our recipes for this dough, and they're all weighed out to 10 ounces. Flour up our board here. This is the first one, so I'll go a little heavy just because you don't want anything sticking. And what we'll do here is we'll just kind of press down on it. You want to degas the dough, any gas that might be in there from the proofing process. And then what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll kind of make my crust. So just kind of press on the outsides here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this out and then turn it. So this ridge kind of gives my fingers something to grab onto. And then this is probably the hardest part that it was for me whenever I first started learning pizzas. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands and you're going to kind of make a fist. And you're going to work the outside of this dough. And I'm just going to kind of let gravity do a lot of the stretching. And basically what I'm going for here is just to get the size that we're looking for. It's all based on feel. Tomato sauce, dump all this on there. Get all that. We're just going to go through and just kind of spread it all around.
That's really pretty.
You want to leave, about like the ridge that we made. This is our Parmesan. So I'm just going to sprinkle this around. And then this is just fresh mozzarella.
And I think you use something called a pizza peel.
Yeah, so these are our pizza peels. I'll take some flour and I'll just kind of flour the peel a little bit. Whenever you lift this up, see? But then we can just take it. The nice thing too is you can fix it while it's on the peel. Just have it like that. Same size as the peel. And this is the other tough part. Whenever you put that in the oven, got to shake it off there. Pick this up, just slide it right down there on our plate, and then we'll finish it off with some more of that grated Parmesan. And then here we've got some nice fresh picked basil.
Fantastic.
And then to finish it off, extra virgin olive oil.
Beautiful. It smells amazing. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Just moments from Main Street in a Village of Zionsville, 450 West Ash Street is more than a home. It's a transformation. This home reflects Zionsville Village living at its best, a mix of historic charm and thoughtful modern design, reimagined from the studs up by a local respected builder and designer who knows how to bring soul into every square foot. Betsy, I am so excited to be here in your gorgeous home. And would you share, please, because I know this is not what it looked like when you bought it. It was bought in as-is condition, but
Correct.
What does that really mean in the case of this house?
Well, when we first looked at the house, it was, well, she was a bit tired, I guess, and in need of a lot of updates. So I knew I wanted to do a few things for sure, as well as maintain all the unique character, because that was really important to us.
And there's some differences in the floor plan, probably all over the house. But as we stand here in the kitchen, Can you give us an idea of just some of the changes right
Sure. So
this main floor?
I thought it was important. I added a main floor primary suite, and so that included relocating some things and doing a couple of additions. I also thought it was important to create a open concept, because I think that's how people live now. And the house originally did not have any type of a mudroom, and I think a drop zone is always important, especially when you have, 5, 6 bedrooms. Probably going to have a lot of kids living here, and that's important.
One of the things I've found really unique is the size of the closets.
Yes.
Were they like that, or did you do that?
They were like that. Of course, I created the primary suite, that closet. I kind of carved that up. I repurposed what would have been the parlor in the front of the house. That, and then part of a very elongated living room. So I took some of that space to make the primary bedroom. So it's been great. The closets were great. They weren't built out as much as I would have liked, so I went ahead and did that. So you have, shelving and all that kind of stuff. But when we bought the house, though, the windows were original, replaced all of those. We put new gutters and downspouts and drainage. The outside of the house, we no longer get all that water infiltration in the cellar like we had before. It's just been a great experience.
This countertop is lovely.
Thank you.
What is it?
It's crema Calcutta marble.
So it's a marble countertop.
Right. And most of the bathrooms now, all but one, they all have marble, because when this house was built in 1870, we did not have quartz, and even granite was not used for countertops. So it probably would have been wood or marble. So I just try to keep things period appropriate if I could. And I love, marble or some of those natural stones. They just have a lot more warmth and character. So that's what I decided to do.
As you undertook this project, I'm sure there were many surprises in the process. Do you have a big surprise you could share with us?
This room that we're standing in now, it used to be a long, narrow kitchen that was not very functional. And then used to be a powder bath here, a closet, the stairwell to the cellar, and then the laundry. So it was all divided up into these little rooms.
Oh, wow.
So we took all that out, and once we got all that out, we saw the ceiling had a huge sag in it. So, we put a giant beam up in that attic, strapped the joist to it, and took out that sag. So stuff like that. It's not glamorous or sexy, but needed to be done, and that's the kind of stuff that I get tickled with at the end of the day when that was accomplished. That was big.
It's such a reminder when you start talking about taking out walls and looking in walls and a ceiling that needs a support beam and that kind of thing. You really have to have knowledge to do that kind of thing. This is not just you watch a YouTube video or two and you do that.
No.
Here you have a phenomenal yard.
Yes.
Which is unusual for the Village. You have a garage, which everybody doesn't get one of those, and yet I can walk to dinner.
Right. Yes, that's really one of the main reasons we bought this, is just to change a lifestyle where we can, walk to the park, or the library is just right up the street. And yes, Main Street has all those quaint restaurants, and it's, you don't have to get in your car. It's a different way of living.
All right, so I think this isn't just a picture of any old house.
Oh,
it
no.
is this house.
Yes.
How did you get this?
The previous owners passed it along to me. Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful.
I think that this area back here was actually an addition back then.
How about that? Okay.
So that had already gone on. I also noted that this used to be a wooden deck. Now it's concrete. And you can see how at some point they enclosed this side and screened it.
Porch.
Yeah.
Got it. It's really fun to see this. One of the things I love about the Village is that everything is walkable. The schools, the library, Main Street. In fact, right now we're on our way to Cobblestone and we're going to end our day with a cocktail. Every town has that one place where the lights are warm, the bar stools are always filled, and the drinks come with a side of great conversation. In Zionsville, that place is Cobblestone. For over 25 years, this Main Street favorite has been more than a restaurant. It's a Cheers-style bar with a gourmet soul, led by a couple who built it from the ground up. Today, we're joining Liz and Kent Ezra, the duo behind all, to meet one of their bartenders and learn how to make a signature cocktail. It's refreshing, elegant, and totally make it your own, and has a twist that turns it into a mocktail. I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm excited to be a two-fisted drinker today. That's a new thing for me. I feel like I've been coming here forever. I've been bringing my family here forever. I think you started in 2000, is that right?
That's right.
And did you two get married the year before?
We actually did. We opened on our very first wedding anniversary.
On your first wedding anniversary. And what inspired you to open a restaurant?
So I was a general manager of a restaurant in Indianapolis, and Liz actually was waiting tables across the street, and that's how we met. And so it kind of just, she was working at the restaurant that was here before us, and we just kind of got hooked up with the landlords at the time, and wham, man, thank you, ma'am, here we are.
And here we are.
25 years later.
Well, and everything you've done has stuck, and that is not always typical in the restaurant industry. So it says a lot about the two of you and what you've brought to Zionsville.
We have a good core of employees that started with us. We have a server, Jennifer, who's been here since day one also. She's been here 25 years. You met Jill just a second ago. She's been here 18 years. Tim, our general manager, has been here 19 or 20 years. So I would say, our employees, and that's kind of how we've, hung our hat here in Zionsville, so to speak, is we just really try and give good service. And if you have good people, you can do that.
What is your favorite thing on your menu right now?
We have a cowboy bone-in ribeye, and we just changed our pork chop to a bone-in pork chop. So I'd say those are my two favorite things. I like a big, thick steak. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, so I really like that, and that's one of the things you can get on our menu all the time. Is a really good steak at a good price. So high quality stuff.
I love that. How about you, Liz? What would you say your favorite is?
Well, I have a lot of favorites on the menu, but if I'm ever here for dinner, I usually like to get the evening special that Chef Chuck creates. A lot of times it's with seafood, and I love seafood. He does some really unique specials that I would order if I was being out for dinner.
And I love that. I don't feel like I always cook seafood well, so this is one of my favorite places to eat it because I get a good meal and I didn't mess it up personally.
I just had a phone call this morning where there's a company that we've dealt with over the past. They're a fish company out of Honolulu. So when we buy fish for specials, we'll get it overnight from Hawaii or other places like that. And that's what we try and do. Try and do that Thursday, Friday, Saturday for our fish specials. So.
And that probably speaks to some of why it's so fresh and it's so good, because you're getting it overnight, and that's not what I can get my hands on in a grocery store, Kent. You've done a really nice job balancing, and this is, as a longtime resident, a hometown feel, but with really good food and elevated food that isn't just your typical bar food, if you will. So, but it's got that welcome room feel. It's a favorite place to come. So we're so glad that you're a part of our community right here in the Village.
All right, so now we are here at the Cobblestone Bar, and this part of the bar has been here in all the previous restaurants. We took over, like I said, in 2000 earlier. Jill Marshall is our bartender. She's worked for us for 18 years now, and she is quite literally the best bartender in Indianapolis.
One of our most popular cocktails at the Cobblestone Bar is the blood orange margarita.
Yum.
And then we also have a version of a non-alcoholic margarita as well.
Let's do the blood orange margarita first.
Okay, great. All right, what we do is we start with mixing tin with ice, some fresh lime juice. This is our homemade blood orange simple syrup, a little bit of sweet and sour, Grand Marnier, triple sec, and Patron Silver. And we'll shake it real good.
Thank you. That's really good.
Are you ready for the mocktail?
I'm ready.
Okay. Again, we'll start with ice, fresh lime juice, agave syrup, and then this is a Seedlip Grove 42.
Grove 42.
The botanical non-alcoholic spirit. And again, a nice shake. And then we top this with just a little bit of soda water.
That's really good. It's refreshing. Thanks for joining me for this episode of North of Indy Noted. Join us next time. Cheers.